So whether you like it or not, we are now in October, and I think October is going to be one of Apple's biggest months ever in their history because, again, we got the new iPhone 16 lineup, and one of the biggest marketing points was Apple Intelligence, but we still don't have that for the entire public, and 18.1 should be coming out this month, and Apple should be having an event at the end of October announcing even more hardware products. So in this video, what I want to do is talk about everything that we know so far that should be coming out in October, especially during Apple's keynote event, which should have something to do with Halloween. But let's get right into it. So in terms of when to expect this event to happen, last year Apple gave us the Scary Fast event on October 30th. 2 years before that, we had the Unleashed event on October 18th, and then in 2018 we had October 30th again, so definitely think about maybe the last Tuesday or last Monday of October in order for Apple to have this event that will be kind of coinciding with Halloween and things of that nature. So in terms of timeline, that's what we should get from the event date. But then in terms of what to expect at this event, of course, Apple's going to be releasing 18.1 to everybody, right? That's going to be the first public forum when it comes to Apple Intelligence. We should be getting iOS 18.1, iPadOS 18.1, and macOS 15.1 at a minimum. And we have been told in the public directly from Apple that Apple Intelligence will be coming out in phases, and we've been using 18.1 in the beta program on my main iPhone as well as my main iPad, and so far this is what you should expect with 18.1 from an Apple Intelligence standpoint. So first and foremost, anybody that has an Apple Intelligence capable machine or piece of hardware will be getting the new upgraded Siri animation, which is instead of having that little bulb or orb on the bottom of the phone, we're going to get this kind of glowy look all around the frame of the iPhone. Secondly, we will be getting more useful notifications with AI summaries, which is one of my favorite new applications or kind of features of Apple Intelligence, at least in the state that it's in right now. We also have the object removal piece inside of the Photos application, so you're able to remove pieces of photos that you are unwanted, and then Apple Intelligence will kind of mask that up and make it look natural, which in most situations is extremely good, especially if you are taking the correct picture, but every now and then it does mess up a little bit, but again, we're still in beta with 18.1, and I'm sure it'll get better by the time the public release is ready to go. Some other cool ones have a lot to do with summarization and priority messages, like Mail is going to get priority messages in summaries. You're also going to have all the different writing tools that Apple is giving us with Apple Intelligence, like being able to proofread and rewrite, summarize, and put it in different formats, so very similar to what ChatGPT gives you. Then you also have special focus mode called Reduced Interruptions, which is all Apple Intelligence based, so it'll kind of pick and choose which notifications it thinks you would want and get better over time, which has been my absolute favorite focus mode, especially during work. And then lastly, you do get the memory movie generation, which is one of my favorite features in the Photos application, where you literally just talk to your Photos application, let it know what you want, and it'll spit out an awesome memory based on location, based on people, based on activities that you're doing. So 18.1 should be coming, and we will have an entire video going over every single feature, so definitely stay tuned. And now let's talk about what to expect from a hardware standpoint, because Apple should be releasing a bunch of new hardware, specifically around the M4 chip, because as of right now, the iPad Pro is the only piece of hardware that is carrying the M4 chip. So of course, next up is going to be the MacBook Pro. So we're going to get an M4, an M4 Pro, and then an M4 Max in the 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros, which again is going to come with its own set of situations in terms of being able to get a little bit faster, a little bit more efficient, but definitely expect new MacBook Pros with the new M4 chip. And one of the ones that I'm most interested in, because MacBook Pros, I don't really use any, but it's the M4 Mac Mini is what I think is going to be kind of a game changer and could be something that Apple really kind of touts as maybe their one more thing, because it's supposed to be a lot smaller. We're supposed to be basically getting a Mac Mini in the form factor of an Apple TV, which again, if you have an Apple TV, the form factor and the footprint is very small, and it makes total sense because these M4 chips are very efficient. They don't need any fans, as it's been proven with the MacBook Airs, so being able to have it in such a small chassis is going to be a nice little thing to have, which would make it pretty much a portable computer without a screen. So an M4 Mac Mini is expected with a brand new redesign. And then to continue on with the macOS situation, we should be getting M4 iMacs as well, so those same beloved iMacs and those playful colors, which I think is one of the best kind of desktop or family computers that you can get for a household, is going to be getting the M4 chip and maybe even the M4 Pro as well, alongside those MacBook Pros. But one thing that we're kind of curious to see is if Apple finally releases USB-C accessories. Because as of right now, the only accessories left with USB-C is going to be the Magic Keyboard, the Magic Trackpad, and the Magic Mouse. Those all have Lightning, and they still don't have USB-C, so hopefully, with the new iMacs, we do get USB-C accessories from Apple. And then lastly, we should be getting the new iPad Mini 7. The iPad Mini 6 got redesigned and was an amazing feat, and everybody loved the form factor of it back in 2021, so it's been 3 years since we got a brand new iPad Mini. So definitely expect the iPad mini 7 to look the same. I don't think the form factor, the footprint, or the thickness of it is going to change at all, but there will be some nice fixes internally. So first and foremost, they're going to fix that jelly scroll issue on the display, so that is going to be fixed with the new mini. They're probably also going to throw in an Apple Intelligence compatible chip like an A18 or maybe even an A18 Pro in there, or maybe even they throw an M1 in there to kind of power that up. You're also going to be getting support for the Apple Pencil Pro built in there, which is going to be a nice little touch. And finally, I think we're going to get an increased base storage from 64 gigs to 128 gigs on the iPad mini, and maybe even an additional color. But from a form factor standpoint, I don't think it's going to look any different. It's just going to be all internally. Everything's going to be that much more sped up. So that is everything to expect from the Apple event at the end of October. So to a quick little recap, we're going to be getting the new Apple Intelligence update to all iPhones, iPads, and macOS computers that are capable of running it. And again, keep in mind that you need a 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max or newer iPhone in order to run it. Unfortunately, if you have a 15 or 15 Plus, you will not be able to use Apple Intelligence. You'll still get 18.1, but that version is going to be drastically different than the 18.1 that everybody else gets. And then you need to have an M-powered enabled either computer or iPad in order to get Apple Intelligence. So M1 iPad Pro and newer, and then of course M1 MacBook Air, M1 MacBook Pro, and newer in order to get those ready to go. And then finally, Apple will be upgrading all their hardware like I mentioned, so new MacBook Pros, new iMac, a new Mac Mini, which I'm super excited for, new iPad mini, and then maybe some USB-C accessories, and hopefully maybe even a USB-C battery bank. But, you know, a man can dream. But that'll do it, everybody. If you did make it to the end of this video, leave a little dolphin in the comments down below so I know you made it to the end. And let me know what you're excited about. I'm personally most excited about the iPad mini 7 to purchase for myself, and I'm most excited to see what they do with the Mac mini, although I probably won't be picking one up. I'm curious to see what the form factor is going to be and what kind of I/O we get with that. But let me know in the comment down below what you're most excited about. Will you be upgrading to anything? What do you currently have that you might upgrade to? I know a lot of people are still holding on to the M1 Pros and are looking forward to maybe an M4 Pro MacBook Pro to upgrade to. But that'll do it, everybody. If you want to watch more videos like this one, click on one of these videos right here. And until next time, I'm Fernando, and I'm out of here, everybody. Peace.